Crossing of the Red Sea. In the early days after leaving Egypt, the people of Israel moved through the vast, silent wilderness. Their journey had only begun, yet the weight of centuries of slavery still hung in the air. Families traveled together, carrying what little they possessed. The desert wind pushed against them, and each step reminded them how far they had come and how far they still had to go. Ahead of them walked Moses, the man chosen to lead this enormous crowd toward freedom. He carried with him the staff that had been a symbol of God's power in Egypt. The people followed him with hope, but also with fear. Freedom was unfamiliar, and the land around them felt endless. As the days passed, the Lord guided them in a remarkable way. A pillar of cloud rose into the sky during the day, showing them where to walk. At night, the same pillar became a glowing fire, bright enough for the millions behind Moses to see. It was a sign that they were not alone. Following this divine guidance, the Israelites camped near the Red Sea. The vast body of water stretched across the horizon, its waves rising and falling under the evening sky. Children played near the shoreline, families set up tents, and the people rested, unaware of what would soon unfold behind them. But far back on the desert roads, the situation was changing quickly. Pharaoh, who had allowed the Israelites to leave, now regretted his decision. Reports reached him that the people were wandering through the wilderness without direction. Furious and determined to bring them back, he gathered his elite army. Chariots, horses, and soldiers moved swiftly across the desert, the most powerful military force of its time. As the sun rose the next morning, dust clouds appeared on the horizon. What began as a faint blur soon grew into a massive army approaching at great speed. The sound of chariot wheels echoed through the desert. Panic spread among the Israelites. The sea blocked their path forward, and the Egyptian army was closing in from behind. There was nowhere to run. In this moment of fear, Moses stood before the people. He raised his staff toward the sea as the Lord commanded. The wind began to rise first, a gentle current, then a powerful force. The water trembled under the pressure. For hours the wind pushed against the sea with incredible strength. Then something extraordinary happened. The waters began to shift. The surface split. A path opened. The Red Sea parted into two towering walls of water, stretching into the distance. In the middle lay a dry, solid corridor, wide enough for an entire nation to walk through. The people looked upon this sight in awe. The impossible had become real before their eyes. Under the glow of the pillar of fire, the Israelites began their crossing. Families held their children close. Men carried supplies, women guided the young and the elderly, and Moses walked with his staff, all moving through the heart of the sea. The air was filled with the roar of the wind and the crash of water held back by unseen power. The walls of water stood firm, shimmering under the night sky. Meanwhile, Pharaoh's army pushed forward relentlessly. When they reached the sea, they saw the pathway still open. Believing they could capture the Israelites inside the passage, they drove their chariots into the corridor. Horses charged, wheels thundered, and soldiers shouted as they advanced. But once the Israelites reached the far shore, the situation shifted. The wheels of the Egyptian chariots began to sink into the soft ground. Confusion spread among the soldiers. The sea, once held back with precision and strength, now began to return to its natural form. As the Israelites watched from the opposite shore, the waters collapsed. The waves rushed together with tremendous force, crashing down upon Pharaoh's army. In moments, the greatest military force of its era was overwhelmed by the returning sea. When morning came, the Red Sea stretched quietly before them once again, its surface calm, as though nothing had happened. The Israelites stood on the far side, safe at last. Behind them lay the place where they had witnessed the greatest deliverance in their history. Ahead of them awaited the long journey to the Promised Land. This moment marked not only their escape from Egypt, but the birth of a nation guided by God, shaped by faith and strengthened by miracles. Before you go, let me ask you this. Do you believe that impossible moments in life can open when you take your first step forward? If you enjoyed this story, please like the video, share it, and subscribe to the channel for more Bible history told simply and clearly.